cause havoc in a relationship.
You know what you guys should
Not
do?
fine, but
You guys
get
should be
it.
intelligent. My chick, she's smart. She gets it. Oh.
So you're in a relationship.
Yes, open on my end only. Open on my end only. That's the only way it goes, baby.
Fine.
That's how it is.
Okay.
You know, you couldn't stand on boundaries.
Can I ask you a question,
That's
sir?
the definition of being a bitch.
Guys,
It's about saying, this is how it is. You want to be with me? This is how it is. I'm not sneaking around in my own fucking house. Like my girl don't talk back to me. Like this whole like situation, like argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is. She packs my fucking condoms when I travel. That's how real it is. Explain to you ladies is if you got a guy that checks off all the boxes, you got to
found yourself a real
You
gold
got to
digger.
pay the
That's nice.
price. You got to pay the price for that man checking all those boxes. But here's the thing. But she's intelligent enough to understand. If I want to deal with this kind of guy, it comes with these kinds of problems.
Can we?
See,
What?
see, you know what's funny? He's telling you the truth. You know what I'm gonna do? Light her ass. Light her ass. I'm a light from the start to the end. But you would never know that. He's being honest though.
Look, I just told you guys. I just gave you guys the formula for success. If you want to be with a super hyper attractive guy that's hyper masculine, etc., you don't have any say. He's gonna do what he wants to do. Obviously, you're gonna be protected and provided for because that's what guys that are super masculine do, right? But you got to deal with masculine problems, successful guy problems. It is what it is.
That's okay. He doesn't need to prove a point.
I want to ask a question because I do feel like you guys have a ton of insight. How many women have you interviewed by now?
Over 2,500. We're pushing on 3K now.
Yeah,
I think like 27, 2,800
3K.
last time I checked.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many would you say? Like,
And y'all all say the same thing. No offense.
and how many would you say high value men? Do you know?
A lot.
Like just ballpark it.
Like, I mean, in the grand scheme of men, or like we know a good amount, but obviously our own personal anecdotal experience is like limited, right? In the grand thing.
I'm just curious, like what can we as women do to be more attractive to high value men?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, the big one I said, because I actually ask all my buddies this behind the scenes. Tate Bros, Brandon Carter, all my guys that are super successful, all my friends. And I'll be like, yo, man, what is it? And it's universal. Quiet, not argumentative, not a pain in the ass, etc. Like, men make money and have to fight the world, especially super successful guys. So the last thing they want to do is come home and fight with their girl. Like, that's the biggest thing.
And I think just
You know?
at this point as well.
Troy, we all think the same about this shit. The status you have, the more you could tell girls to fuck off. And the more you could tell girls to fuck off, the more attracted they are to you and the more they get in line. It's actually kind of crazy how it goes.
Can I answer your question?
Yeah.
So I think women as well, you want a high value man, so to speak. What you should do is understand life is not about you. Life is about people in general. And if you want something, it's sacrifice. So by default, what does that person or something that you want? If you understand that process, what they actually want, then guess what? You can do that with whatever they want and then get it. But if you don't do what they want, how can you ever achieve it? So it's kind of like you want something, but you don't want to actually change to make that happen. And then you say, oh, woe's me. Like, why can't I find a man? You're not changing to get the result. And actually, there's a definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing over and over again to get a result, it doesn't work.
And another thing I would say, the other big thing that girls don't do enough, you got to orbit around your guy. Like, if you got a guy that's higher status, etc., you got to drop everything you're fucking doing for that guy. Like, because the thing is that other women want him. So if you're not willing to drop everything for him and make concessions, there's a girl that will. And she's going to take your spot. And the problem is that too many girls think that they're special. If you're with a top tier guy, you're not special no more at all. He's the special one. He's the prize. You got to treat him that way. Like, again, I hate to use my chick as an example, but she should, because she's actually talked to a couple girls that have the same situation, because girls be DMing her now. Oh, how do you deal with a guy like this? Asking her for advice. Like, she just acquiesces to what I do. Like, for example, we're playing fucking Overwatch, streaming that shit right now. I was like, yo, I need you to be good at this game so you can stream with us because we need a fucking healer. And she's been practicing playing this shit, told I need you to play this many hours. Even though that's a mundane task or whatever, she does it enthusiastically.
Yeah, I think it was Psychax who said this on a video recently. He was talking about this, and he was saying so women have the leverage to get in the door. So they use the sex basically, so sexuality. They get in the door. Then what do you do then as a woman? You're helpful to your man.
Yeah,
right? It's how can you help
regardless
him?
of how crazy it is. I use the video game example because it's mundane, but it goes to show her persistence to make me happy.
Exactly. So that coupled with the take thing you were talking about, is she quiet? Is she not a pain in the ass? And also she inserts herself into your life and she's helpful.
Yeah.
That's when she becomes a keeper.
Yeah. And this is where it comes in. Like I tell girl, oh, well, what do I do for this guy? I don't know. He has everything. That's where you have to have the critical thinking skills and be able to come in and be like what I call like an indispensable component to his life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like you got to come in and be like, he can't. Once you come into a guy's life and you're an indispensable, guess what? You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Because most girls are useless. If I'm going to be honest.
That was going to be my next question. Like, what are ways that you can make yourself an indisposable tool? Or, I understand it's different for every guy, but just basic ways.
You got to be on the guy. Like, and I use the video example not to like flex. I use it to show how it's a ridiculous kind of like on paper. Like, what the fuck? You want your girl to play video games to play with you? That doesn't make. But we're like streaming, so we need another person. It's a long story. But the point I said that to show every guy is different, and they're going to need different things from you, and you need to be able to rise up to the task. So she's been like playing 5 hours every day. I told her, I need you to play 4 to 5 hours, get good because you're trash and women suck at video games, right? And she's been practicing, she's been getting a lot better. And she's like, all right, I'll be ready when you get back. So you got to be able to like do whatever is required for the man. That means dropping everything you're doing. Now, of course, with that said, the guy's got to take care of you. Like my girl don't talk back to me. Like this whole like situation, like argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is.